What's going on, guys? I've got a 2003 Lincoln Navigator, and I'm going to use it to show you how to change the PCM relay. And I'm also going to talk to you why I'm doing that on this particular car. Now, the PCM relay, I'll first show you where it is. So you pop this cover open like so, and you'll be greeted by the fuse box here. Took me a while to figure out how to get it out. If you just put like a flathead screwdriver in the bottom and pry up, it'll come off pretty easily. If you just grab it and try to yank it out, you're not gonna have so much fun there. But a little flathead and prying it up, it'll come right out. So the PCM relay is gonna be located right here. So you're just gonna pop that out, install your new one. No big deal, right? This is the fog lamp relay. And actually what I've done on this car, as a troubleshooting step, I swapped the fog lamp relay, which is hardly ever used, with the PCM relay, which is used every time you start the vehicle. And I did that because this vehicle was having intermittent problems where it would shut off. And you know, you would suspect a lot of things on these older Ford Lincoln vehicles, like the idle air control valve or the fuel pump, but all of those things checked out. And it's the way in which it was cutting off. It was just super random. Normally when a fuel pump cuts out, a typical fuel pump failure will occur, you know, after maybe the car has been driven for a while and it will be low on power, but might have enough fuel pressure to idle. Now what this one was doing is when it would cut off, if you were able to get it started up again, it would have plenty of power. No issue with top end power, which is not really typical characteristic of a fuel pump failure. And another thing too is, you know, there's a Schrader valve on the fuel rail. You can actually tap into the fuel rail and measure the pressure. And I did that and the pressure was perfect. You know, so at that point you might think maybe it's the idle air control valve. Well, that might be the case if it's cutting off at idle often. But this vehicle would cut off actually under mild acceleration. So it definitely, you know, is not going to be the idle air control valve if it's cutting off while you're giving it gas. So and another unusual thing that would happen is when it would cut off, the tachometer would actually continue to read that there was an RPM for a while, and then it would kind of reset. The tachometer would drop down to 0 from, you know, wherever it was before. And basically it got me thinking, you know, probably there's a failure with this relay here. And so I swapped the relay as a troubleshooting step. And what do you know, after doing the swap, I had no issues for, you know, over 100 miles, whereas before it would fail, you know, very often, much more often than that. So, yeah, this is the relay here. I just cracked it open to see if I can see any signs of corrosion or anything like that. Sometimes it can be obvious. And I'm really not seeing anything too obvious on this one, unfortunately. I was hoping for like a smoking gun. Smoking bullet or whatever they call it. There's the contact down there right underneath that resistor. So yeah, anyways, that's the PCM relay. It's the one right up in that corner there, the one that's angled differently than all the other ones. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching, and also let me know if you guys have any advice about troubleshooting you know, your Lincoln Navigator shutting off.